Ooh, Bad Larry.
Welcome back, Bad Larry Kingdom. I'm your host, Bad Larry, and today we're checking out X Factor number 9. And as a reminder, there's no episodes tomorrow on Sunday, but you must tune back in on Monday for episode number 10. It's a life-altering episode for one of our heroes. You must tune back in on Monday for episode number 10. This issue is written by Louise Simonson and drawn by Terry Shoemaker. Freedom Force, led by Mystique, are government bounty hunters. They're trying to work off their crimes by hunting down mutants for the government. And they have their sights on Rusty Collins. The government wants to bring Rusty Collins in for the murder of that prostitute from episode 1. This issue is called Spots. If someone can figure out the reason for this name, please make sure to put it in the comments below. Rusty's flames have no effect on the Blob's fat ass, and Skids tells Rusty they better make a break for it. Mystique, who's dressed up as Uncle Sam, tells Avalanche to give him a little rumble under their feet. But Avalanche's earth-bending attack can't penetrate Skid's force field. What I like about this series is the fact that Jean Grey Marvel Girl doesn't have her telepathy, meaning she can just telepathically link onto Rusty and find exactly where he is. It makes this series much more interesting that she's a little depowered. And because our heroes are in their X Factor garb, Angel can't just take to the sky and find Rusty that way. Our X Factor team runs through the crowd. Everyone's kissing their ass for being mutant hunters. Scott makes a note that the Avengers headquarters are just a few blocks down the road, and he asks the cops why they don't call the Avengers when the mutants are out there destroying property and fighting each other. The cops say they don't trust the Avengers. They see them the same as mutants. They prefer to use their own kind, humans, to solve these problems. Our X Factor team has really put themselves in a pickle, pretending to be humans but really mutants, and hunting down mutants, causing more mutant hysteria. Everyone agrees that this is not the dream that Professor X had in mind. In the last panel, Jean calls out to Scott. She sees someone of vast importance. It's their arch nemesis, Magneto. He's crossing the street. This is the first ever clickbait. Because he doesn't do anything, X Factor doesn't do anything, and we don't see him for the rest of the episode. Scott says they can't dick around with Magneto right now and they gotta go find Rusty and save him. Skids has got a hold of Rusty and she's skating him through the park, trying to lead him to 67th Street to where there's a grate that leads to the tunnels and to the Morlocks. But Destiny, part of Freedom Force, has predetermined that this is the route that they were going to take. So Spider-Woman has laid a trap for them with her energy webs. The Blob grabs a hold of Rusty and tells Pyro to light up Skids. Pyro says, "Oh, she doesn't burn, mate," and gets a rock bonked upside his head. The crowd has come to Rusty's aid. The cops start blasting the Blob, but their bullets bounce off his jelly belly. But the shots are heard by Scott. Now he knows the direction they need to go to save Rusty. Mystique tries to quiet the crowd down, but the crowd is too loud, they can't hear her. Destiny uses her precog powers to save Mystique from a bottle upside the head. The New York City crowd is really riled up. The crowd starts tossing eggs at Freedom Force. The Blob is getting pissed. He's about to go ham on the crowd. Mystique stops him, says that they are working with the government, that they can't be attacking humans like that. And now Spider-Woman's webs are gone. Apparently they're connected to Spider-Woman's level of concentration. So the crowd's distraction has given Rusty and Skids a chance to escape. Cyclops tells Marvel Girl to throw up a psi bubble around the Freedom Force. Mystique flashes a badge, says X Factor's interfering in an investigation. But in the meantime, Skids and Rusty are making their way down into the tunnels. X Factor have to let the Freedom Force go because they're working for the government. Destiny tells Mystique that Rusty's in the tunnels. A reporter tries to interview Beast. Beast says CNN is fake news. Piss off. Meanwhile, at the X Factor complex, little bubblegum head Artie Maddox can't speak or write, but the X Factor in his genetic structure allows him to pick up images or events that happen elsewhere and project them for all to see. And now he sees his friend, Rusty Collins, clamber through the tunnels underground and worries because as bad as those who chase him are, before him in the tunnels are beings who are much worse. He feels he has to run to go tell Cameron Hodge what's going on with X Factor. But Cameron Hodge is a massive dickhead and kicks him out of the office. Big Eye Bubblegum Head Arthur knows that he must warn Rusty, but how is he going to let X Factor know where he's gone? X Factor rush into their complex and see that Arthur has made a marker image of his projection onto the wall. Angel knows those tunnels are dangerous. It's the home of the Morlocks. In X-Men issue 169, Angel was captured by Morlocks and their leader Callisto. Heading into these tunnels could spell dire consequences for one of our beloved X-Factor members, but what are they to do? They must save Rusty and Arthur. Meanwhile, Bubblegum Head Arthur has made his way into the tunnels. He's following his projections to try to catch up to Rusty and Skids. We see that his projections just stop. He's encountered another mutant named Leech. Leech is a rare mutant who has the ability to nullify the powers of other mutants when they come near him. Our heroes switch out of their X-Factor public relations costumes and into their battle garb. And into the tunnels they go to save Arthur and Rusty. Big Eye Bubblegum Head Arthur must be thinking, yes! Someone who's uglier than me. Leech introduces Bubblegum Head Arthur to Caliban. Caliban is a mutant with the ability to psionically sense other mutants out to several miles away and track their movements. But this trio are basically sitting ducks. Caliban and Arthur's powers are nullified by Leech, so they're basically just three people, unaware of the vast dangers that lurk right around the corner. Like this video, I'm going to send Sergeant Slaughter to your house. He's right around the corner.
And I'm coming for business. And they're going to hear the Marine hymn, and that's when they're going to see me, and that's when you're going to see me.
Hit the like button. Do it for the Marine Corps. Elsewhere in the tunnels, Rusty just stumbled over a dead body. Rusty asks Skids, what the hell kind of place is this? And Skids like, it's not normally like this, there's something wrong. The Freedom Force, led by Destiny's precognition mutant powers, are right on the tail of Rusty and Skids. The Blob snatches Rusty out of the water and mashes his face against the wall. Mystique again has to stop the Blob, saying they need Rusty alive, but Rusty's in bad shape. Bing bang boom, Cyclops is in the room. We've seen fire and bullets have no effect on the Blob, but Cyclops' optic blasts are no joke. Cyclops tells the Blob that was only a baby blast, and if he doesn't unhand Rusty, he's gonna get that ass whooped. Mystique's patience is wearing off. She doesn't like being in these stinky sewers. She says X-Factor's under arrest. Mystique tells Destiny to keep her blind ass out of the battle. Avalanche's tremors toss our heroes up. Cyclops is caught in Spider-Woman's web. Avalanche's tremors have caused the tunnel ceilings to crumble, but Jean Grey's telekinesis has grabbed the debris. Angel takes out Avalanche with the flying attack, but Angel injures his own shoulder during the attack on Avalanche. Pyro sends a Firewolf to attack Iceman and Angel. Iceman puts Pyro in the ice block. Cyclops blasts Pyro's flamethrower, and Beast does a double kick to the face. The Blob is still talking trash, so Jean Grey drops the ceiling rubble on Blob's fat ass. Our heroes are systematically taking out the Freedom Force, one by one, but Spider-Woman is lurking in the shadows and makes a drop kick onto Marvel Girl. Without Jean Grey's telepathy, these attacks can happen, which makes this series so much more interesting. She's not overpowered. Angel is still somewhat injured, so it's up to Beast to take out Spider-Woman. Destiny's precognition mutant powers are going crazy. She tells Mystique they better balance her. Many of them will die. Destiny says that she is more than certain that if they do not leave quickly, that their deaths are imminent. The Blob finally frees his fat ass from under the rumble, but Mystique says, no time for fighting, we gotta go! Without Jean Grey's telepathy, the X-Factor team is unaware of the death and danger that's lurking right around the corner. But right now, their only concern is for the health and well-being of their ward, Rusty Collins. Jean Grey is the only one that can safely move Rusty using her telekinesis. Cyclops tells Angel, Skids, and Jean Grey to get Rusty to safety, while he, Beast, and Iceman go after Bubblegum Head Arthur. Cyclops and his team hear a scream. Caliban, Leech, and Arthur are cornered against a wall, and in the nearby tunnels, mutants start to die. And back in Washington, D.C., inside the Pentagon, Valerie Cooper, the blonde in the pink business suit, is ripping Mystique and her Freedom Force, a new one for not bringing back Rusty Collins. The Blob tells Mystique that he knows who the mutant heroes are, that they're the former X-Men. He's fought them enough times to know. Mystique says that she recognized Angel as Warren Worthington III, and she's going to use the government's computer to tap into his recent financial activities and spread that gossip to the news. And there we have it. Issue 9 is in the books. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. And tune back in on Monday for issue number 10, Fallen Angel. I can't stress it enough. This is a must-see episode. Thanks, and see you back on Monday.